What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills Latest. I am your host, Michael Korn. We are brought to you by FanArc. And if the season were to end today, we would play the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. I don't hate it. I don't hate that one bit. Because you know what the crazy thing is? Our fans travel everywhere. And they love going to Florida when it's cold here. Sounds like a great winter retreat. That would be a nightmare matchup for the Jaguars. I almost wish the season were to just end today. We don't even need the 1 seed. Give us Trevor Lawrence and Duval. Yeah, give us that. We'll run through that. I'm not even a little worried about that. Man, could you imagine? It would probably be close to 50-50 as far as fans in that stadium. Looking at the playoff bracket, there really isn't a city that Buffalo wouldn't be at least 20-30% of the fans. I think Denver would be the toughest. Denver likes their football. But Pittsburgh, too close to Buffalo. We'll go there. Chargers, we'll go there. Patriots, we've already shown we'll go there. Houston, oh, we got a lot of fans out in Texas. So I'm not scared at all to go on the road. It is looking like the New York Giants wildcard team that won the Super Bowl. This is a path. The only thing that might get a little dicey is if the Texans somehow make it, because that defense is ferocious. That would be the biggest team. I know Denver's defense gets a lot of credit, and they've been great. But that Texans defense scares me the most. The only advantage here is we've played Houston. We've seen what they'll throw at us, but they've also seen what we'll throw at them. Houston would be my biggest, and not even that big of a scare, but my biggest scare out of all these teams out of the AFC. I'm not scared of Drake May or Bo Nix. I'm sorry. I am not a Bo Nix guy. I don't really buy into the hype. I feel like Drake May is way better. Bo Nix is sufficient, but it's been their defense. Sean Payton has been just absolutely dialed with his team. And with them being pretty greenhorn to the playoffs, how can you really put any stock in those guys? Aaron Rodgers would have the most experience, and they still might not even make the playoffs. I have a feeling the Steelers will win that division, but you still have to look out for the Ravens. But as it sits currently, if the Steelers win this weekend against Detroit, then they're pretty much a lock. That's going to be a tough game in Detroit, though. The Ravens got to go to New England, so they don't have a cakewalk either, which is also great for Bills fans because if the Ravens can somehow pull off a little win here, Bills got a layup against Cleveland coming up. That's tough back-to-back games, even though the Ravens have been playing kind of down. Lamar's kind of down. But you still have to prepare for Lamar. Or I'm sorry, I don't have to. I feel like you don't have to prepare as much for a Drake May and a Bo Nix. Even Aaron Rodgers at this point, because he's not the mobile Aaron Rodgers that he used to be. So it's going to be, the AFC just looks so much weaker compared to the NFC when you look at it. The NFC is deep. Absolutely deep. That's why, to me, it's just, you get to the Super Bowl this year. If you win it, awesome. If not that big a deal in my book. You got there. You took the next step. Because, again, the NFC just looks so deep right now. and everybody there, even the Eagles are sitting in the 3 seed, and they're kind of the last couple games have been playing better, but they're not the old Eagles, but they're still dominant. The only team that doesn't really scare me in the NFC right now would probably be the Buccaneers and the Packers. And I'm not a big buyer of the Bears either. So it's going to be it could be a unique Super Bowl. It could be Buffalo and just a random team like the Bears, like the Seahawks. I don't know if the 49ers and the Eagles get over that hump. But it's going to be an interesting final few games here. It'll be real fun to see where Buffalo sits and where they get seated, because right now, if I were them, I would almost wish it ended today. Go right to Jacksonville, bring every Buffalo fan down there, and then hope the Texans get beat. Because again, that's really the only team that kind of scares me. Because you got Stroud with Nico Collins, but that defense kind of scares me. So we'll see what happens. But again, Bills got the Browns coming up. As of today, they're favored by 10. This is going to be a blowout. Again, Stefanski didn't even give Sanders the right wristband. This game is going to get ugly. And this game should and most likely will be over by the first half. But we'll see. Because these are the games Buffalo's kind of struggled with this year. You should have dominated the Dolphins. You didn't. So it's they get up for the big games. Bills have no issue getting up for a big game. But it's these other games, these weaker opponents, when they start to play down. We don't want to see that this week. They've been trending in such a good direction. Even the coaching staff has looked phenomenal lately. McDermott's doing a hell of a job. So you just got to keep that ball rolling. They got things moving and grooving finally. And I've said it before, I think that benching of Coleman kind of helped set the tone across the locker room. That might have saved McDermott his job. That right there showed other players that he gives a shit and he isn't going to let it slide. So props to McDermott, because that guy deserves it. Because again, this has not been one of the best Bills teams he's ever had, and he's making it work pretty well. No coach, no player is going to be perfect, no matter how hard I harp on these guys. But he's been doing a great job. Same with our defense. The only thing is Joe Brady is a little bit cuckoo sometimes and forgets that we're the best running team in the league. So as long as McDermott's there to remind him, we should be okay. We should be okay. Unless, is the curse of Buffalo just kickers? Prater with a quad injury. Kincaid didn't practice today. He'll most likely play. Probably just getting rest off of his latest injury. But man, Prater, down and out. Why can't Buffalo get a kicker to stay healthy and not be a storyline? Because that would be a shame. Because he's been pretty solid this year. Like, you didn't hear anybody saying, man, can't wait for Bass to come back. That's because Prater was doing his job and doing it well. So I just hope to God that this isn't another kicking debacle in the playoffs. I hope we kind of get that figured out. I'm sure we will. Hopefully he gets healthy. He's week to week right now. But man, just so fitting for Buffalo having the kicker go down, who's actually been electric this year. But he just goes down with only a couple games left, few games left, right when we're going to need him. But hopefully he can get back and healthy before the postseason, because again, he has been awesome. He's missed a few. Again, kicking across the league, I feel like they've missed a few, especially the shorties. But these long bombers, they've been pretty good from distance, all of these kickers across the board. So hopefully, again, that doesn't cost us too much. He's healthy and ready to go by the end of the season, ready for the playoffs. But that's kind of it for today's Bills Latest, folks. We'll be back with more tomorrow. We'll get more on the Browns and we'll kind of touch on that final line, see where we're sitting at. And again, I expect it to be a blowout, but if any other breaking news comes through, we'll let you know. Again, this has been Bill's Latest. I was your host, Michael Korn. We were brought to you by FanArc, and we hope you guys hit that like and subscribe button down below, and we will be back with more tomorrow. Appreciate you guys.